Welcome to Calvin's Got Game. I'm Calvin.
I'm Lewis.
And today we're continuing on our series of videos to where we're doing we take a certain period of years. And today we're doing 2016 to 2020 of some of the good games or great games from that time period. And I don't know about Lewis, but what I do is try to pick games that are not always talked about, but they're still good games. I still like to play them. It's just not make my top 100 possibly or other things like that. So, Lewis, how'd you do it?
Same thing. Took games that I actually have played and liked, but just didn't play them enough to make in my 100. Because when we did our 100, I only put games that I've played at least 5 times to have a good understanding about the game. But I have played these games before. It's just they haven't made it in my collection yet to be played constantly, or they have, but just barely missed the 100 mark. Because there were a couple that barely missed the 100, except for one that is on this list.
That's fine.
But yeah, most of these I have didn't make it on my 100. I wish they did, but missed it.
Some games just can't make it. You got to make that tough choice. Is this one going on, or is this one staying? Is this one coming on or going off?
Yep.
All right, before we get started on our drafting video that we had, the light, medium, and heavy drafting games, we had a couple comments. Ludwig Mrs. says he's a big fan of Azul, which I think we all enjoy Azul.
Yes.
Whatever brand it is that you like, I prefer the original.
Me too.
Other people prefer some of the other ones, and that's fine. And then Mark Patoka says they would like to play Coimbra. He thought it sounded interesting, looked good. Some of their favorite drafting games is Sagrada, Azul, and Summer Pavilion, which is in the Azul line.
Yes. And
one I haven't heard of, maybe you have, Warsaw City of Ruins.
Yes, I've heard of that. It's an interesting game, but for me, it became a little bit complicated. Just for me.
Okay. He said he played it. I think he said he played it once, but he really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. It just I had to play it again. I'm going to have to take a step back and really look at the rules on that.
I've never heard of it. I looked it up so that I could see what it was about. And it does have drafting. It has closed drafting, and I'll watch a video on it at some point. I just didn't get a chance to do that. And who knows? It might be something I like. I don't know. I like to hear about games I haven't heard of. Yes. Thanks for mentioning it.
Yeah, me too.
We appreciate it. All right, so. You want to start off? You want me to start off, Lewis?
Let's see. Who start off? I think you.
I have no idea.
Let me get started.
All right, you go first.
Okay. In no particular order, I just wrote them down.
I go by each year. Lewis just seat of his pants, right?
Yeah, of course.
As long as it fits in that parameter of 2016, 2020, we're good.
My first one is a 2018 game. Publisher in Nuremberger. I think I said it right. 2 to 4 players, about 20 minutes to play, and that's iffy on the time play. It's called The Mind. The Mind. The box is a dark box. It has a little bunny, looks like it's being electrocuted on the box.
Yeah.
But it is some folks think it's a drafting game. It is not a drafting game.
No, it's nowhere near a drafting game.
You basically are trying to get rid of your cards in order from least to highest. And at each round, the number of cards you have in your hand increases by 1. You finish the round, you get maybe a reward, you might not get a reward. The problem is that you cannot communicate. It is a game of complete silence. No talking at all. And so if you have a card in your hand, first level, everybody has 1 card. If you have number 85 and someone has 86, and you put down, you're going, okay, I'm going to put 85, but that person puts 86 down, the sequence is broken.
Yeah, you've lost.
Yeah, you lost that round. For depending on number of players, depending how many will depend how many rounds you will have. I know the more players, less rounds. So 2 players, you're gonna have to do every round there.
Mm-hmm.
It is a game that the more, the merrier.
Yes.
Somewhat. But yes, when you get to level, I think for 4 players or 3 players, I think it's 8 levels. So when you have 8 cards in your hand and trying to figure out when you go,
Mm-hmm.
because if you have 50, 51, 52, you can't put them down all together at once. You have to put one down and take a moment. Then put the other one. So if you put 50 down and going, somebody go, oh, I got a 50. He got a 50. I have 53. And they put it down. That's it.
Yep, you lost.
So it's you can't talk. You can't really do hand signals. But you can shrug a little bit but folks got to know who you are. So
yeah, it's better to play with a group you know.
Yes, I played it with folks that I don't know. We lost.
Yeah, it doesn't go very well sometimes. Now, I mean, sometimes it can, but it just depends. Yeah.
So my first one is The Mine.
I like that game. I played it quite a bit. I actually own it. It's around here somewhere. But it is that thing where it's cards from 1 to 100, and you get dealt out 1 card the first round, 2 cards second round, so whatever round you're on, that's how many cards you'll have. And it can be frustrating. You could be sitting holding a 99, and somebody has a 98, and y'all are both looking at each other like, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go. You know, you're not saying anything, you're just looking at each other, and you're like, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it is a lot of fun when it does work out. Yes. It is absolutely great. That's a good one. All right. My 2016 game is called Dream Home. It's by Rebel Games. 2 to 4 players, takes about 30 minutes, and is ranked 1,185 on BGG. Now, Dream Home is a game, it's a light game to where you're putting rooms into your home. And you have 3 levels, and of course you can't build the second level if you hadn't built your first level. You get bonus points for having certain things together, or having a bed or bathroom on each floor, or a second and top floor, or something like that. There's bonuses that you can get. And there's other little things that you can add on to your house, like a bird cage. It just gives you extra points if you get certain things done. The game is fun. I enjoy it. It's very light. It's cutesy. It's very easy to get into. You could get non-gamers and get it to the table, and they understand building rooms in a house.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Like I said, it's not too bad. It's just a fun. It's a very colorful, delightful little game of putting rooms in a house.
Sounds like that might be something for my wife, because on her phone she has a couple of games that are, you have to design like
an office building.
Yeah. And my wife just she actually has become very good of getting the awards in there. She gets frustrated sometimes because she only can afford so much, because we never put money in
Me neither. If it's a pay to win game, you might as well forget it. I'm not doing it.
So she just works on it, builds up a little bit. But I think she came in second in this like a week ago, and the design. She had to design a nursery. That's what it was, a nursery. And I think it was a nursery. I'm pretty sure it was. And she had to design it, and she came in second. I went, that should tell you something there. She went, and she just left the room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never heard that one before.
Dream Home's a good game.
Okay. Tell my wife, well, my wife's going to see it. So.
Yeah, hopefully she watches. Who knows?
She does.
Mine doesn't. I'm not going to lie. Mine, I don't think she's ever... I mean, when I first started the video channel, she'd watch them, you know. I bet she hadn't watched one since my third video.
My second one. It's another little... this one, we're going from dark to cute.
Okay.
It is called Calico. A 2020 game. Flat Out Games publisher. 1 to 4 players. 30 to 45 minute game time on this one. It's a cat game, basically. You get boards. Each of you get boards, and you have to make the board looks like a quilt.
Okay.
And you get tiles to put out, but you have to put them out in a certain way that the cat will appreciate the tiles.
Oh, gotta love a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you make success of a pattern that the cat would like, you get bonus points. But there are certain ways that you have to put those tiles that have to match up within the grid area, because some tiles you cannot put next to each other, or if this tile has to be connected with this to match with points for the cat, you got to decide, do you want this for later points or points now?
Is this one of these Tetris style games, or are the pieces different shapes?
No, they're all the same shape.
Okay.
All the same shape. It's just that the sign on them is different.
Okay.
It's different. And the Calico Cat, of course, it's actually a nice board. And when they put the cats on there, it's actually very calming game. It is competitive, trying to get the most points in the end, but it just, the design is very calming, in my opinion, on there. Okay. But yeah, it's a cute little game, easy to learn, easy to play. Even non-gamers can get into on this one. So Calico is my 2020 game.
Yeah, I've seen this game. I couldn't remember if the pieces were Tetris style or not. But if they're all the same, maybe that won't make it so difficult.
No.
All right, my 2017 game is The Godfather: Corleone's Empire. This game is by Cool Mini or Not. It's 2 to 5 players. Takes about 60 to 90 minutes to play. And it's ranked 432 on BGG. Now, in The Godfather, of course, you have pieces with different bases. Some of them are circled and some of them are square. The squares can only go in the square places. The circles can only go in the circle spaces. So you're trying to control certain areas of the city. And like Manhattan and other places, you're trying to control these things. So you can send a worker to the back of the building and collect resources, or you can send people to the front and shake them down. Mm-hmm. Or you can set them in the middle where they connect to different locations, and you can collect certain things from there. It's got a really neat mechanism or mechanic to where it has these metal briefcases. Or metal briefcases, and you put all your money in the metal briefcase, so nobody ever knows how much money you have, right? That you're extorting or whatever. You can perform hits on people. You can send a bomb. You can blow up an area, and all the people that are in that area from different gangs, and if your gang's in there too, or if you're one of your members in there too, it's going to get it too. They all go to sleep in the river. They go to sleep with the fishes.
With the fishes, yeah.
So it's just a really neat game. It is worker placement. It's cutthroat. It's just a fun game. And you have these little pieces, I think they're round, and they kind of stack on top of each other. So if somebody is taking over that spot, they put the cap over yours. And so now they control that spot. And then you can try to get it back. And so you have so many that you can put out. It's a really good game. I enjoy it. It's one of those that I have to be in the mood to play. And you play it with certain people. I mean, some people don't appreciate it. They don't like that cutthroat. You killed all my folks thing, But you get them back. It's not like they're going to be out of the game forever. You get them back when the round's over, and they get to come back. But you get to add certain family members to your collection on each certain parts of each round. You'll get a different family member. So your crew kind of grows as you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Lovely miniatures.
Never played it, never seen it, but with the family members. So if the family member is in the area that have to go sit with the fishes, do you have to get them back or just they're no good?
Yeah, they'll come back. Trust me, they'll come back. Even if you don't want to do it, they'll come back. It's like a bad habit. It just shows back up. No, so that's my 2017 game, The Godfather.
That sounds like a game I would like to play.
It is fun. I don't own it anymore. I used to own it. A guy offered me a trade for it, and it was another game that I truly wanted, so I kind of traded out. But they do have it at the game store we go to.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Now, some folks probably automatically thought The Godfather, and they probably went, "Oh, say hello to my little friend."
Not that one.
No, not that one.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Yeah, but it's different movie.
It's the Corleone family.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good.
My one of my 2017, I think my only 2017 game from Chicks Game Edition publisher, 2 players to play, 15 to 30 minutes to play, is Codenames Duel.
Oh, okay.
This one did make my 100 on my 100 list. It's most Codenames that have come out is for 3 to more players. I think if I'm correct, you can go up to 8 players on this game, I believe, with the expansion pack on it. But they came out one for 2 players, and I always wanted to play it. I finally convinced my wife to play it.
Right. Which we always have to do to get on to play a game.
Yes.
Yours and mine.
Yes.
I have to convince mine all the time. Come on, we play this. Anyway.
But it was that day that we went and bought it. I said, "Hey, let's try this." She said, "What is it?" Think of the game Guess Who. I said, "Guess Who?" Yeah, you like that. And she always liked the older games. So we went home. I explained the rules, how we should do it, and we start playing it. And she going, "Oh, I can see how this is." And we start playing it, and she actually enjoyed it. Now, we played it, I think, only a couple of times, but the couple of times we do have played it, she enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And she said, "Yes, I can see how this is like the grown-up version of Guess Who." Sure. I said, "Yes, because now we can actually be a little more detailed on these characters." And my wife going, "Well, yeah, you can't be too detailed with the kids." I said, "No, this one, it will be only for us." But yes, Codenames, you have cards in front of you. You have to find the spy that's working for you. While your opponent is trying to find that spy by keeping his or her spy safe. And at the same time, you try each other find it. Each other's spy, flipping cards over, guessing who it is and who's not. Me and my wife always get a giggle out of this one. It's a fun game to play with your spouse because if you really know them, you can probably pick out which character they're going to pick to be their spy. Okay.
Interesting.
But yeah, my 2017 game is Codes Duet.
I played Codenames once or twice.
Yeah, Codenames. I said Codes.
It's all right. Codenames once or twice. Mm-hmm. And either I'm dumb or the clue givers don't give great clues.
Yeah.
One or the other. I'm going to lean towards I ain't too bright. I won't blame it on the code givers. But I wasn't very good at the game. And so it didn't resonate with me. Now, the duel when May, I've only played the larger Codenames where you're playing in teams. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I didn't do very well. My team was very let down by me. When it become my turn to be the guesser, when somebody's giving me the clue, one of my teammates or whoever has the deal, and they're saying, okay, and I'm like, it's that one. And like, flip it over to see the other team's person, they're like, no. So, but anyway, I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah,
not that it's a bad game.
No,
I think it's a fine game. I'm just not good at it.
It's how folks perceive when the folks have played with as teams in Codenames. They go back, especially if they're older individuals, go back to Guess Who, and so they go, "Does your player have a mustache?" Well, a lot of them will have Guess Who. In this, and that's why I say. The kiddos version is a little more based on Guess Who, like the Disney character, Harry Potter, those. But as you get the older versions, and the characters have unique stuff. So if you really take a moment and look, you will notice some things. Yes, they might have 5 characters on the field that have the same kind of jacket or scarf there that's red, and somebody said he or she has red, but they might be in that red. Everybody has red, might have a dark red. And so instead of saying dark red or blood red, they would just say red. It's that how you perceive the colors and the forms.
I'm not good at colors either. Right? You can ask some folks I played at BGG Con, hues and cues. I was terrible. So colors is not my thing. All right, my 2018 game is called Raccoon Tycoon. Raccoon Tycoon is by Forbidden Games. It's 2 to 5 players, 60 to 90 minutes, ranked 879 on BGG. Now, Raccoon Tycoon is actually a stock market kind of game, which I'm not a fan of a lot of times, but Raccoon Tycoon did a good job of making it cute. Has nice little wooden pieces for each one of the what do you call those things? Assets or whatever it is that you're trying to get. So you're also buying and selling. If you get a card and you get so many resources, but when you get those resources on that same card, it tells you which ones to go up on the track. So you may be raising the track, and I may be helping you because you have a bunch of, ore. And so then you sell the ore for a high price, and for each one you sell, it drops it down. So now I'm stuck with ore that I can't sell because it's too cheap, and I'm not going to make any money. And so the reason you're trying to make money is you're trying to buy these railroads, and somebody can call for an auction of a railroad, and you can bid on it, and most of the time other people outbid you and this, that, and the other, because you're trying to get more of the same railroads. You have like a Fat Cat and some other kind of a Top Dog and all these kind of things that you're wanting to get the collection of, because the more you have, the more it's worth. And then you have these cities or towns that you're also trying to buy, and if you have a railroad to go with the city, you get extra points for that. This game is a point, you're trying to get the most victory points. It's definitely a stock market game and a bidding game, all of which is a combination I should not like, right? In all matters of how it speaks, it's a game I shouldn't like.
Especially since it has trains.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the thing to where you are, how it works, how it looks, you can kind of control it really well for yourself sometimes. And I enjoy that part of the game in this game. I'm not a big stock market game guy, not a big bidding guy. There's only a couple of games I like that have bidding in it, and this happens to be one of them. So Raccoon Tycoon hit my 2018. It's a great game. If you hadn't ever played it, give it a chance. I think you'll like it.
I've seen it played, but never
played it. If you'd have came to game night at the game store, you'd have played it with us.
Well, I was busy.
Yeah. Always.
Yes. Hey, someone has to teach those little kids how to do stuff. My other game for this one is a 2019 game. Asmodee publisher. 1 through 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes game time, which is kind of depend on the size of the group on that. Is Call to Adventure, the first one.
Okay, I still thought it was done by the other folks. I know it says Asmodee.
Yeah, Asmodee.
But I still thought it was done by the other folks that did all the other Call to Adventures as well.
Yes, the same folks.
Yeah.
Well, that was
I guess Asmodee kind of is the big group. Okay.
That was the first one that came up on there.
Okay.
So, Call to Adventure, if you have seen our videos, this is one that I really like. It is not hard to play. It's very easy to explain. You are basically building a story with your board. You have a board in front of you. You got characters. you cards, not characters, cards that you build off on to make a story. You might be a peasant that went off to do a adventure, but as you do this, you have to get cards, and in front of you are several cards for each round. You use what they call rune stones, and you shake them, you put them, throw them out on the table, gently, not forcefully, and see if you make the requirements on the card that you need. Now, the cards have a light side and a dark side. The dark side gives you little manipulation of the stones.
Yeah.
The light side doesn't, but it does give you more bonuses. So it just depends if you're a dark person or a light person, is how you're going to be playing your character. So you might be a person that's going on an adventure, but you see that on your way to this being an honorable knight, protecting folks, there's more profit to be a little bit more dark.
Come to the dark side.
And you decide to go to the dark side, because in the dark side you find out that you can save your loved one from death.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. So you got to make the decision as you go through the story and getting cards, which one you want to go. Now, at any time, anybody that tries to go for a card, they fail, that card comes off the field. So something else go in place of it. So if someone takes a card that you like and they fail, you go, yes, nope, that card is
gone.
No, it's gone. Another one comes up, and you might like that one, you might not. There might be nothing on the field that you like or can get, and you have to do the dark side.
Yeah.
So Call to Adventure is, depending if you get the expansion pack, it can be played several times.
Oh, it play a lot of times.
Yes. Especially on solo, when you add in the creatures at the end to fight, that's going to be interesting because you have to meet certain requirements to fight the boss at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Call to Adventure, the first edition, it made my 2019 game.
I enjoy that game. I like the storytelling aspect of it, to where you're telling a story of yourself, your journey, right? And so when you get done, you can kind of tell a story by the cards you've collected.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. It's a good game. Well, who are the people that publish that game? Other than Asmodee, because I keep thinking their names.
Yeah, I have it right here. Where you publisher?
Because I remember they had a lot of they made a lot of those called adventures.
Yes, they made.
And they also made Set to Watch, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so something else. But anyway.
There you go. Don't do that. Gaga Games.
No, Brotherwise Games.
Yes,
That's
Brotherwise.
it.
Yes,
Brotherwise. I knew it was something like that. I couldn't remember their names, but yeah, Brotherwise. They made a bunch of Call to Adventures. They made Set to Watch. They've made some really good games.
They made a lot of good. So far, I have not been disappointed with their games yet.
I haven't either. Good games. All right. My 2019 game is Rome. It's by Red Raven Games. 2 to 4 players, 30 to 45 minutes to play. Ranked 942 on BGG. Now, I like Red Raven Games.
Yes.
First of all, I like the world that it's set in. I like the artwork. And what is his name? I forgot his name. Anyway, he does all the artwork for his own games. He designs his own games. I think he does everything for his own games. Red Raven Games. Great games. Absolutely love them. But anyway, Rome. Let's talk about Rome. Rome is, you have this grid of cards. You have a 3 by 3 grid. And you're putting these blocks down, trying to control and get the most on each card. But your cards have a certain way you can put the cubes, and you sit orientated by where you are. So if you're sitting on this side, your way of orienting the cubes is one way. If somebody's sitting over here, their orientation is different. So you have that, and what you do is once you fill up a card, You're going to collect it, and it turns into you found one of the villagers who became sick or disoriented and lost.
Mm-hmm.
So you're roaming around trying to find these characters, and maybe they're roaming around and you're looking for the characters. But however it goes, Rome is a very strategic little game. I mean, it's small. I enjoy it a lot. Like I said, I love the artwork. What is the guy's name that makes the dadgum artwork?
Don't ask me.
You gotta know. Come on.
I don't have it on hand right quick.
Oh, foot. Anyway, he makes the games. Does a great job. I can't think. I'll think of his name later. But Red Raven Games makes great games, and Rome is no less one of those. If you haven't ever played it, it's a small game. It's 2-player to 4-player. Just a fantastic game. And once you rescue so many people, the game ends, and whoever has the most victory points wins.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
I have not played that one or heard of it, actually. That one I have not heard or played.
He's made a lot of games and a lot of small games sometimes, too. Not necessarily just the big ones like Sleeping God and Above and Below and all those.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm ready. You're ready for you when you are.
Okay. So, my last one is another little cute game. In a very small game, too. Very quick to play. It's a 2018 game. Publisher Catch Up Games. 2 to 5 players. About 20 minutes to play. It is called Q Birds.
Q Birds.
Yeah. Q Birds. C-U and Birds. Yeah. Q-Bird. Now, Q-Bird. That's
which
different.
is fun, too.
Yes. But Q-Birds. What you're going to be, you have cute little birds. Everybody's going to be dealt out, I believe, 8 cards or 7 cards on this. And what you are trying to do is find sets of birds in your hand, to make them in your hand. As you get these sets of birds, you put them out. Has to be, if I'm correct, I want double checking here. Has to be at least 3 birds, I believe, right here, if I'm correct, right here. 3 birds set to make a set. The more gives you a little bit more advantage, though. But there is in front of you, and in front of everybody, actually, a pool. And you take a bird, you put a bird. Take a bird, put a bird. Pretty bird. Yep, pretty bird. And it's the first one to get rid of all the birds in their hand wins.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Huh?
It's not easy because let's say you and somebody across from you, Christine, are going for the same bird, and it comes out going. You know you both need it, and someone goes before either of you, and they go, "Don't show your hand. Don't show your hand," and then that person realizes, "Oh, they need that card." Then take it. They don't need it. They just
took it to be spiteful.
Yes. Then of course you have in your hand going, "Oh, I just need that one card."
That's all you need to go out.
Go out. So yes, it's a fun little game about little birds having set to the side to make sets, and as soon as everybody you're out, you win the game. Very quick game to play. Nothing technical about it. Nothing hard about it. Easy to learn. A good beginner board game person that can play on this game, and it's fun too. It is fun. So that for 2018, Q-Birds is my pick.
All right. On the Rome game, Red Raven Games, it's Ryan Lockett.
Ryan Lockett
does great artwork for his games. I love the world that he made. All right. My 2020 game is called My City. My City's by Cosmos. 2 to 4 players, 30 minutes play. It's ranked 246 on BGG. Now, when it says 30 minutes to play, this is a legacy game.
Okay.
So you're going to play each scenario in about 30 minutes. Once you complete the first scenario, you open an envelope, things change. You read a little scenario, what's going on, what's happening to your land. Each person has their own little board in front of them, and there's a deck of cards. You flip a card over and it tells you what building to put on your land. And so you're putting buildings on your land, and you're trying not to cover up certain things. And so and now these are Tetra style pieces.
Okay.
And you're trying not to cover up certain things because you may get bonuses for it in this round that you may not get in other rounds. So in this round, you may not want to cover up your trees. So you try not to cover up all the trees, and you'll get points for that, or a well, or whatever else may be on there that you're not supposed to cover up. And you can only build in certain areas. There's forest. You can't build over the forest, and you can't build over the mountain range. So eventually those will change with things coming out. So I don't want to spoil everything, but my city is really fun. Me and my wife played it. We played the complete game, and what it does is it changes your board. But on the flip side of that board, now I can go back and play the game anytime. It's not Legacy anymore. It's just a regular game.
Okay.
So it has a regular game that you can play with the other side of your game board, and it has one side that is for the Legacy aspect. It's a fantastic game. If you've never played a Legacy game and you want to, this one's very easy to get into. And they have one called My Island that I want to get to the table, that I want to pick up, so that my wife and I can do that one as well. I've only had success of playing Legacy games with just me and my wife, because I can't keep people in the game. If you start a Legacy game, this is to everybody out there, if you're in a game group and you start a Legacy game, by golly, you need to stay in it.
Yes.
Because it really affects that you'll never get to play the game again. I've got a game of Pandemic Legacy that I can't play with anybody else because we started with a group and they disbanded. Can't play it. I did Seafall. Started with a group. They abandoned me. Can't play it. So pick a game group that will stay with you and play the game. So my 2020 game is called My City. And if you've never played a Legacy game, this one's probably pretty simple. You can get it to the table. It's very easy to understand. The rules, it's simple.
And a lot of folks don't understand when they look at these Legacy games and never have played a Legacy game, they look at the time and say, oh, okay, I'll be done with the whole thing with this time. No, that's basically for each quest, each scenario. Right. The Legacy games, which before we started, I mentioned, I just got done with my game group. We just got done with Descent, Act 2. We got done with it, and it's been little over almost 2 years. We came close to being 2 years. I started playing the second part, and since it just was me playing solo, I got it within 254 hours gameplay. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. The time is on the quest.
Right.
On the quest, and that's straight through. Now, if you have a game group, you might have to stop because some folks have other things to do that night. So, yes, Legacy games are very interesting, very story-based, and you do have a great investment in them. And so just have that mindset when doing
I understand people missing a night or two here or there, and you have to put it on hold, but they are coming back.
Yes.
Mine left me. They moved. So, but do understand that I know people get kind of a complex about Legacy games because once you play it, you can't play it anymore.
Right.
There are some like that.
Yes.
And then there are some like My City that you can play over and over again because it has a playable side.
Yes.
Charterstone, is that one? Charterstone, I think is one.
Yes.
Machikoro Legacy's one.
Yes.
My City. There's quite a few out there that you can replay after you're done.
Yes.
So don't think of all Legacy games as one and done or a series and you're done. Like Pandemic, I think you can play 24 times depending on how many times you lose.
Right.
You get to play that month over. So interesting games. Legacy games are fantastic if you like to discover new things in the game. Fantastic games. All right. Lewis, you got anything to add?
No, I think we got everything there for these years.
Okay.
We will have, I believe we talked about, we will have for
2021 to 2024.
Yes. Shorter list, but
it'll only be 4 years instead of 5. But
yes.
Hey, I can't help that 2025 ain't made it yet.
Yep, not yet. It's behind.
But we'll pick them up once. We'll kind of wait, and hopefully we're still doing this by 2030. Who knows, right?
Right.
But maybe we'll pick it up again at that point. Guys, if there's any games on these lists that you want to know more about, that you have an opinion of, what games do you like from 2016? Thank you. 2016 to 2020. Whoop. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Also, subscribe. Tell other people about the channel. We'd love that. Hit the like button. That always helps us in the rankings of going up. And if you hadn't liked some of the other videos, go back and hit a thumbs up on them. Whether you watch the full thing and not again, hit that like button. We'd appreciate the help. Also, like I said, tell others about this channel if you enjoy what we do. If you don't, okay, then don't tell other people. But I hope you do. We enjoy making these videos. I know I do. But we want you to subscribe. Guys, I'm still hoping to hit that 500 by December 31st. I'm not there yet. I need your help. If you would like me to give away a game, a 2024 game of... I may even put out a deal for you guys to put out a small little video real quick to say, hey, what game would you like given away in from a 2024 game? What game would you like to see given away? And maybe we'll pick that game. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I know Lewis appreciates it. I don't have anything else to say on that. You?
Nope. I think all needs to be said.
Then I'll hit my tagline and we'll get out of here.
Yes.
Guys, remember, get a board game to the table. Spend time with friends and your family because you don't know how much time you got with them. And I thank you for watching Calvin's Guy Game.